Growing up, my parents really didn't talk about college. Education was important to them, and they wanted us to go to college, but life was tough. They had 2 jobs, they were working nights and weekends just to make ends meet. They didn't have that time to sit down and make sure we were doing well on our exams or even preparing for our SATs. This wasn't because they didn't care, but they were just trying to provide for my brother and I. When I was in high school, I knew that I wanted to attend college, but I just wasn't sure I could do it, and mainly because of the financial burden. I knew that I would have to work multiple jobs just in order for me to pay for my own tuition. But the biggest challenge that I faced in my college career was when my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. Right away, when my mom found out she had breast cancer, she had surgery, like the next week. It was one of those things that was like, they had to act fast. Once again, I put on that translator role because it's hard enough translating at a grocery store or for like a telephone bill, but it's another thing when it's your health. In between work and school, I had to, go and attend some of those scans with her, doctor's appointments, follow-ups. I'm sure if my mom went alone, she probably would sugarcoat it and be like, oh yeah, my appointment was fine, and they said I'm doing well. But having to be in those appointments, hearing everything, and then having to translate that to your mom is hard. It's hard to literally tell your mom how sick she is, She would mention she could see that from talking, sometimes she would tell me the doctor would say something and I would start translating it, but my mom would kind of put her hand on me, she would stop me. She knew, there's some things that can just be said with a look, with a scan, things like that. So it was tough. It was tough. It took a long time to kind of feel like she was in the clear. I think after chemo, radiation, I felt like it was treatment after treatment after treatment, and the months would just go by. So after those 2 years, it was such a blessing to know that she was cancer-free. School during this time was tough, I'm not gonna lie. I was definitely just trying to get by. I felt like I would come to school, do my work, take my test, and then I would have to leave. Go to a doctor's appointment with my mom, go to work. So there was times during my stay here at Cal State San Marcos where I thought that maybe I couldn't go through it anymore, where it was just too tough. I was just too tired and I had to drop out. But I just would collect myself and know that I had to do it for my mom, for my brother who had done it before me, and for myself. As chaotic and overwhelming as my life was, Cal State was a safe haven for me. I had faculty mentors who exposed me to new ideas and cared about me as a person. I had people advocating for my success, people like Leo Molina, who is still here today helping students like me. I had people who provided me the type of hands-on experiences that prepared me for my career. Because of them, they really helped get me to that graduation stage, and honestly, through one of the hardest times of my life. And for that, I'm just so thankful. Now I have 3 young daughters. They're the joys of my life, most days. And it's amazing because I feel like I have this opportunity as their mother to kind of pave the way for them. They know that mommy works at a school, mommy works at a university, and I feel like it's such a privilege that they get these opportunities that I unfortunately didn't have as a child. feel so privileged to have all these opportunities because of my education at Cal State San Marcos. My story is not unique. There are thousands of students with stories similar to mine, but I'm so thankful that this university is always working hard to fund and support students with similar backgrounds. Cal State will always have a special place in my heart. I mean, looking back, those years were filled with hard struggles, but they also contained some of the most memorable experiences of my life. If it weren't for Cal State San Marcos, I don't know where I would be today.